Well, good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome inside Wally Post Gymnasium for a Tuesday night of Sterling Lady Tiger Volleyball on 105.7 KPMX on the interwebs at kpmx.com, all part of the Eastern Plains Sports Network. I'm Chris Bulbrough. I'm glad to have you guys along on this Tuesday evening as the Sterling Lady Tigers look to open up the month of September with a victory and bounce back from a tough loss last week against the Sydney Red Raiders. Tigers interplay this evening at 1-1 on the season, and tonight it's a non-conference matchup, I should say, as they welcome in St. Mary's Academy, not the same school that they played in the season opener in St. Mary's High School. This is St. Mary's Academy tonight, a team that enters the season 3-0 coming into tonight's contest. Our pregame show is brought to you by Northeastern Junior College. When you're ready to take the next step on your educational journey from plains to possibilities, NJC has the educational path for you. Set up a tour today or learn more at njc.edu. All things considered, the Lady Tigers have gotten off to a pretty decent start this season. When you look at some of the more in-depth numbers, kind of break things down a little bit, it's not as if they've played particularly bad. They're earning an average of 13.3 points per set. Anytime you can be right around that 13 to 14 point range, 13 and a half to start the season, you know you're going to improve as the season goes along. That means you're averaging slightly over half of the points you get per set, assuming you score 25 points a contest. So Sterling just shy of that 13 and a half mark, which is, again, kind of right where you want to be to start the season. So a good spot there when you look at some of the more, rudimentary numbers or some of the more behind the scenes, in the weeds kind of numbers. Sterling, via our Bleckatology grade system that Ben Blecka, through the help of some very powerful computer systems, was able to put together. It gives you a little bit of an in-season picture of what Sterling has been able to do this season, and so far they are scoring about a 72 as a team. Obviously, 100 is the best of the best, and there's not many teams that are going to be at 100. In fact, I don't know of any team that's going to be at a full 100, but sitting at 72, that's not a bad spot for Sterling to be, especially when you look at the fact their offense is a 74, their serve is an 82. The thing that's really been their undoing is the defense. The defense settles in at a 62, and mainly that's because they have one block so far this season. If they can improve that block total, or at the very least just be getting more hands on the volleyball at the point of attack, I think this team gets even better than where they're at right now. The biggest key for them, though, as we talk about our keys to the contest before we take a break for the anthem and the starters, is the serve receive. That was something that was a real struggle for them against Sydney last week. It put their two young setters in a tough spot to try to make some plays at the net. Obviously, as Coach Shu and I talked about before the match, a more veteran setter is going to be able to make those plays in those tight spaces and is probably going to look forward to having some of those more tight sets to really draw the block up to the net. But as you wait for your setters to mature and grow as setters, obviously you're going to want your serve receive to put them in a good spot to begin with. And that's something Sterling's really got to focus on tonight, is getting themselves into a good spot offensively through their receive of the St. Mary's Academy serve. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll meet the starting lineups, and we'll have first serve between the Tigers and the St. Mary's Academy Wildcats on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Back inside Wally Post Gymnasium here at Sterling High School. Let's meet our starting lineups for today's contest, brought to you by Stubbs. When you're traveling sports fans and you need a place to stop, you might consider exit 66A on I-76 in Wiggins to get to Stubbs, formerly Stubbs Gas and Oil, now just Stubbs. New ownership, same great service to the community. For the visiting St. Mary's Academy Wildcats, their starting six will feature junior Hannah Records wearing number 3, senior Olivia Babbitt wearing number 6, Lucy Novak, a senior, wearing number 7, Lily Shepard is a senior, she wears number 8, Mia Perry, a senior, wearing number 9, and Luna Sanchez, a freshman, wearing number 14. The libero tonight for the St. Mary's Academy Wildcats is number 1, Al Hernandez, a sophomore. St. Mary's in the royal blue tops, white numbers trimmed in white along the sleeves and the sides of the shorts. Meanwhile, their libero wears a white uniform with blue numbers. For the Tigers, they're in the black ensembles tonight. Black jerseys, black shorts with white and orange trim around the sleeves, white numbers outlined in orange for the Lady Tigers this evening. Their libero sporting the opposite, the white top with black shorts, black and orange trim around the sleeves, and orange numbers outlined in black for the libero. Tonight it's freshman center Berkeley Gardner wearing number 2, Bailey Jackson, a junior middle, wearing number 5, Riley Kaiser, a sophomore, wears number 10, Addie Wright, the starting middle, a senior, wearing number 11, Carson Tonchi, the right side hitter, a freshman, wearing number 16, and wearing number 14 is sophomore outside Kinsey Rubottom. The libero, as we mentioned, number 3, Taylor Tonchi, a senior. Both teams have been announced. They're ready to shake hands underneath the net, and we're ready to get tonight's contest officially underway. Our opening set is brought to you by Better Electric, covering all your electrical work from residential to commercial to agricultural. Better does matter. Call 970-521-1030. Of course, the Sterling Lady Tigers have been under the tutelage of head coach Lisa Shoemaker. This now her 33rd year as the head coach at Sterling High. 552 career wins for Lisa Shoe. 4th most winningest coach in state history in the sport of volleyball. Tigers will receive the opening serve of the contest as the St. Mary's Academy Wildcats serve left to right on your radio dial tonight. Used to be in set 1, and then they'd go the other direction in set 2, and then back to left to right in set 3, and so forth and whatnot. But during the height of the COVID pandemic, they did away with swapping sides on the volleyball court, and that rule has stuck in place ever since at the high school level. So they do not switch sides. St. Mary's left to right, Sterling right to left, and we're just about ready to get things underway. St. Mary's with a brand new head coach at the helm as they turn things over to first-year head coach Shandine Ramsey. She's on the sideline in front of the bench ready to roll as she flashes the sign to the libero Al Hernandez, who's on to serve first for St. Mary's, and the first serve is floated down the middle for the Tigers. Set to the far side, Rubottom with a big swing, handed up back row by Record, set to the near side, and the joust at the net is won by Kinsey Rubottom and the Sterling Tigers. Kinsey Rue gets the first point of the night for Sterling, and she hands herself the serve, and she'll pump it back deep. Misplayed back row into the radar zone of Jackson, and Bailey Jackson returns it from whence it came for the kill. And the Tigers have a quick 2-0 advantage here in set number 1, presented in part by Better Electric. Rubottom back to serve from the far side of the volleyball court. The approach and the serve pummeled back deep, played back row by Hernandez. Chased down in front of the bench, and a flat-footed attack by the senior Mia Perry is into the net. The hitting error by number 9 makes it a 3-0 run for the Lady Tigers to open up this first set of the night. Rubottom gets the sign from Shu. The serve short, laying out to make the play. The high set to the far pin, the tip short. Nice pickup on the far sideline by Gardner. And the bump set and the bump free short comes from Rubottom. Set, near pin, hopped off the block for the kill. That's Lucy Novak who collects the first kill of the contest for the Lady Wildcats and ends the 3-0 run for Sterling and makes it a 3-1 ball game. No stats posted online by St. Mary's Academy. We do know they are 3-0 on the year as that serve is missiled to the far corner on Rubottom. Set, far side, big swing by Tonchi, dug back row by Novak. A bump free across on the far side, but too wide of the mark from the libero, Al Hernandez, trying to get it over along that far sideline, but she misses the mark there, and it's a 4-1 Sterling advantage after the side out by the Tigers. Taylor Tonchi gets the signal from R1. The one step and the serve, far side, played by Shepard. The one-hand tip over by Records, and the quick return back by the Lady Tigers' own Berkeley Gardner, who's going to get credit for the kill on the quick return back by the Frosh, and the Tigers have a 5-1 advantage. Tonchi pumps one back deep, too deep and out, and she kind of puts the hands to the temple as if to say, gosh darn it, here we go again. Service errors have reared their ugly head a time or two this season for the Lady Tigers. Again, 82% their grade according to our metric from the service line, but they are a high-risk, high-reward team. And a shanked serve on the ensuing serve by the sophomore Alexa Robles will give Carson Tonchi the serve, and the Tigers a 6-2 lead. Carson with the big serve, too deep and out. That's been Carson's Achilles heel this season, is the service game. She's just got to find a way to settle in and find her form as this season goes along. Serve, pump back deep. How about we swap 3 straight service errors? Mia Perry will answer back with one. So the sister Tonchis with a pair of service errors, and then an error from Perry and Robles. Make that 4 straight service errors if you go back to Taylor Tonchi's service error. 7-3 Sterling. Here's the serve from the new setter in there, Sydney Basagio, and able to ping-pong it over are the Wildcats. Save near side, Carson Tonchi, the set for Rubottom, and Kenzie Rubottom with an absolute missile through the block for her first kill of the contest. Rue with the first block of the night for Sterling earlier, the first point of the contest, as a matter of fact. As Basagio delivers the serve near side on the libero Hernandez. High set, far side, at the net, tipped over, played off the elbows by Basagio. The set for Kaiser, she's blocked back. Bump set and a bump free over by right, taken back row. Set to the far pin again, and a off-balance swing from Lily Shepard is into the pin, making it a 9-3 Sterling advantage, and a timeout taken by Coach Ramsey. Her first time out of this set, down 9-3 as the Tigers continue an impressive run in this opening set. They went on a 3-0 run to start it, then back-to-back points before they turned it back over again. Got it right back on the service error by Alexa Robles. Sterling then returned it right back on the service error of Carson Tonchi. Another service error from Mia Perry, making it 4 straight service mistakes between the two teams. And since then, Tigers with back-to-back points under the serve of Sydney Basagio. have got themselves up 9-3 in this opening set. Out of the timeout, here comes Sid with the serve, and she'll float it back deep, back line in the corner for the ace. Tigers make it a 10-3 lead. Speaking of Tigers named Sid, shout out to former Sterling Tiger Sydney Henry, whose mom just arrived in the stands, as a matter of fact. Sydney and the Arizona State volleyball team with a huge upset victory this Labor Day weekend. You can check out the share on our Eastern Plains Sports Network Facebook page as Sydney Basaggio commits the third service error of the night for Sterling, and the serve belongs to Hannah Records, who will pump it down the middle. Misplayed by Taylor Tonchi, chased down by Carson, and the bump free across deep from Rubottom. Chased down by Hernandez, the set to the near side, cross shot played off the backboard, diving attempt by Wright, and she cannot make the play. Give credit to the kill to Lucy Novak. Yes, Taylor Tonchi made the dig, but it ricocheted off of the backboard, hanging above the court, and not much Addie Wright could do to try to get to that ball. Off the rebound. Ball down the middle again for Taylor. The set at the net. Wright with the boomer down the middle of the floor. Addie Wright with her first kill of the night. And the Tigers tack on another. Their lead stretches to 11-5. Addie Wright now will serve for the Tigers, back corner. The set and the tip short, and able to find the floor is Lily Shepard. Late reaction by the Tigers. Quickly returns it back to St. Mary's Academy in a 5-point game, 11-6 Sterling. Serve in the hands of Shepard following that kill. Here's the approach and the serve. A spinner down the middle of the floor played by Carson Tachi. Set near side, Rubottom with the tip through the block for the kill. Kinsey threw the changeup at the block of the Wildcats, and she gets the kill as a result. Tigers going with a little bit of a modified 6-2 rotation, making some changes. They are without Kylie Girk tonight. Did not get a chance to talk about that change for the Tigers in this one. Girk out with a foot injury for the time being, and Berkeley Gardner back into the ball game on the rotation, back to serve, gets the ace, and it's 13-6 Sterling. Gardner will be the server in rotations 1, 2, and 3. It'll be Carson Tonchi, the setter, in rotation 4. How about back-to-back aces as Luna Sanchez, the freshman, can't handle back-to-back serves from fellow freshman Berkeley Gardner. And then Sydney Basaggio, the setter, in rotations 5 and 6 tonight for Sterling. Here comes the serve from Gardner. She'll topple it down the middle, played off the chest of Shepard. The set and the tip short, played by Jackson. They'll set it up for Bailey. She'll pop it through the block, but into the net was number 6, Olivia Babbitt, on that attack of Bailey Jackson. So Babbitt, the senior, with the blocking error, makes it 15-6. Here comes Berkeley again, and she was outside the far line on her serve, was Berkeley Gardner. She angled towards the playing court on that serve, but she struck the ball on her serve outside the perimeter, outside that orange line, as she sets it up for Rubottom after the service error. Set to the near side, and powering it through the block is Lucy Novak, the senior, with her third kill in this opening set. 15-8. Really, the serve is what's been the undoing for the Wildcats. This one down the middle of the floor, and Gardner cannot keep it out of the net. She ends up in the net on that set attempt, and it will be a ball handling error on Gardner. That's what did the Tigers in against Sydney last Thursday. Got to figure out a solution to that. Serve continues with Al Hernandez, the libero, a floater on the back line. Tigers let it go. They thought it had too much on it, and it just sort of died right on the back tape. An ace for Hernandez. And all of a sudden, St. Mary's Academy's making things interesting. Tigers were in control of this opening set. Now it's 15-10. Sterling with the Wildcats marching back. Serve down the middle of the floor, played by Taylor Tonchi. Set near side, Carson Tonchi on the swing. Too much on it. She tried to angle it from this near pin to the far sideline, but the lefty got too much on it. Too much of an angle, quite honestly. And the hitting error by Tonchi makes it 15-11. Here comes the serve from Hernandez. Rubonum will take it. Gardner's going to set it up down the middle. No answer there for Carson Tonchi. She goes right down the center of the floor. They went, okay, well, the lefty couldn't get the angle on that last swing. Let's set her as a middle this time, see what happens. And, well, that happens. She nearly took the hands off of Al Hernandez trying to make the dig. 16-11 Sterling. The serve from Rubonum. Too much on it. Tigers with their fourth, check that, fifth service error tonight. Wildcats have 12 points, 5 of them because of Sterling service errors. Serve down the middle and a rotation violation on the Wildcats. It's rare you get a rotation violation on a serve. Coach Ramsey looking at her bench trying to figure out where the confusion was. Now the captain, Lily Shepard, one of the seniors over there to try to convey from the up official what the situation was. It was the freshman Luna Sanchez that was out of position, so the rotation violation makes it 17-12, served by Taylor Tonchi. High toss near side, flat-footed swing, cross shot, too wide and out. That was Sanchez on the attack, and the hitting error by the freshman makes it 18-12 Tigers. Tonchi with the small step and the floating serve, and the joust at the net. Returned back by Addie Wright. She'll get the kill, and the Tigers get the point. It's 19-12 Sterling. Timeout taken by St. Mary's Academy. This timeout is brought to you by Kuntz Pump and Well Supply. Don't wait until the last minute to solve all your irrigation, well, and watering problems. Call Kuntz Pump and Well today at 970-522-2035. Several former Lady Tigers in attendance tonight, as a matter of fact. As I take a quick peek around the stands, I see a variety of recently graduated Lady Tigers hanging out tonight watching their alma mater perform. Coach Lisa Shoemaker's daughter, Allie Shoemaker, who was part of that 29-0 championship team in 2019, a 4-year starter as the setter for the Lady Tigers, in attendance tonight as well, as she has been at every game so far this season. I feel like at some point we're going to see Allie Shoemaker standing at the end of a bench somewhere, whether it's at Sterling High School or somewhere else. I just feel like she's going to follow in her mom's footsteps at some point. Not in the teaching aspect, no. She went to get her nursing degree, and kudos to her for that. Because Lord knows we need those just as much as we need teachers. Out of the timeout, the set near side. Addie Wright with the tip and the kill. Addie from the near pin flies high and delivers the change for the kill. to give the Tigers a 20-12 lead. Short serve, Taylor Tonchi, 10-foot line, one-handed pickup by Sanchez, and a bump free over from Hernandez. Set far side, power shot from Carson Tonchi, and into the net on the block attempt was Luna Sanchez. Sanchez got into the net, going up for the block, and it erases the hitting error of Carson Tonchi. 21-12 Sterling. A missile from Taylor, played back row by Milrat. And miscommunication all the way around between the Wildcats. Milrat unable to help out from the back row. That was Luna Sanchez's ball to make a play on, and she could not. Up 22-12, Tigers with a 10-point lead. Short tempo set and a pop down the middle for the Wildcats. Set down the middle for the Tigers, and it's Riley Kaiser who responds back with her first kill of the night. Riley says, here, let me show you how that's done, as she delivers the kill to make it 23-12. Sterling in front by 11. Taylor again with the serve, high arcing far side, played front row by Mia Perry, set for Perry, hopping hands at the net, laying pick out by Rue Bottom, and the set from Gardner carried right into the net. Not much Addie could do with that set, and Berkeley unhappy with the results, but she'll get words of encouragement from Coach Shoemaker and a pick-me-up from her teammates. 23-13. It'll go down as a tough luck hitting error for Addie Wright. Set down the middle for Carson Tonchi. She'll pop it over the top of the block. Played back row by the newly entered Robles. Dump shot from the far pin. Lily Shepard finds the kill. Back-to-back points for St. Mary's Academy. Tigers up 23-14. Here comes the approach from Alexa Robles. Taking it is Taylor Tonchi. Gardner, the short tempo set. Pushed across by Kaiser. They'll set down the middle, and the hitting error of Mia Perry into the net brings up set point for the Tigers. It is brought to you by Sydney Regional Medical Center. Don't let an injury keep you out of the game. Learn more at sydneyrmc.com. Back to serve is the freshman, Carson Tonchi, looking to end this opening set. A high toss from Tonchi, and I mean an absolute moonshot of a toss on the approach, and she got a great angle on it, but drove it into the net. Back-to-back service errors by Carson Tonchi. And 24-15, the serve into the net by the Wildcats will bring this opening set to a close as Sterling rattles off a victory in set one, 25-15, a 10-point win for the Tigers to open up tonight's contest. We get set for set number two, Sterling up 1-0 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Back for second set of action, or the second set of action, says the guy that's going to be an English teacher in about a week, because, you know, words, stuff, things. Our second set brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Borrow your money and do your banking with people you know and people who know you. Stop by one of their locations across the plains or visit equitable-savings.com, because enunciation is important. Tigers up 1-0 after a 25-15 victory in set one. They will have the serve to start this second set. As Berkeley Gardner will serve for Sterling to open up our second set of action tonight. Gardner will approach and deliver the serve, and she'll pummel it back deep. Chase down far sideline, running bump set and a bump free over deep. Played by Taylor Tonchi. Gardner short tempo set. Jackson off the block finds the kill. Bailey Jackson with her second kill of the contest. And for Bailey, that is kill number 9 on the season. One away from hitting the double digits this year. Big serve down the far sideline from Gardner, set to the near pin. Cross shot picked up back row by Wright. Running bump set from Gardner and a bump free from Addy to the far corner. That's played by Hernandez. Tempo set at the net. Power shot. Olivia Babbitt with the kill for the Wildcats, as she gets mauled by her teammates and then immediately heads to the bench, where she's going to hand the serve off to the libero, Al Hernandez. Hernandez, a spiraling serve down the middle, tied at 1. Tonchi for Gardner. Gardner for Rubottom. Rubottom turned away on the block. Denied by number 9, Mia Perry. That is Perry's first block of the night. And it's the first lead of the contest for St. Mary's Academy. They're up 2-1 here in the second set. Serve on the way from Hernandez, played by Tonchi. Gardner the set. Tonchi with the swing. Carson Tonchi. That ball had a family, young lady. Goodness gracious. The athleticism on display there was awe-inspiring. 2-2 our score on the second kill of the night for the freshman, Carson Tonchi. Here's Kenzie Rue with the serve. Down the middle of the floor, it's played by Shepard. Set for Sanchez. Big swing from Luna Sanchez, the freshman. On this near pin, a cross shot comes from Kaiser. The set to the near pin, and there to turn away the attack is Bailey Jackson for the second block of the night for the Tigers. Just the second block tonight and only the third block this season for Sterling through 2+ games. They go tempo set again. Hopping hands at the net is Perry. Nice diving dig set for Carson Tonchi, and Carson catches net, not block. A hitting error on Carson Tonchi. Ties us back up at 3 each. Tigers, have, one total block. A shared block between Bailey Jackson and Riley Kaiser. That one probably goes down as a shared block as well between Jackson and Kaiser. Set to the far pin. Sanchez with a nice running roll shot back deep. Set for Tonchi. She'll push it back deep on the two-hand pickup by Novak. Set for Sanchez off the block, kept alive by Jackson. Set near side. Kaiser's turned back on the block. The set from Tonchi to Tonchi, and it's Taylor to Carson for the kill. Berkeley Gardner on the scramble had to play that ball off the block, so it was Taylor Tonchi who had to set it up for Carson. And the Tonchis connect on the kill to make it 4-3 Sterling, and Taylor will have the serve for the Tigers. The senior lines it into the net. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 service errors tonight for Sterling. Just 3 aces for the Lady Tigers. Serve is in the hands of Alexa Robles. Robles, her very first serve of the contest. She shanked it off her hand. This time she pummels it too deep and out. And the service error for St. Mary's Academy gives Sterling the 5-4 victory. Here comes Carson Tonchi. Pair of service errors on 2 attempts tonight. She's going to try to undo the mistakes here, and she'll get it across, and it's going to not get over in 3. It won't go down as an ace, but boy, that wicked serve from Tonchi made it very, very difficult for the defense to do anything. Another high jump serve played back row by Robles. Running bump set and a bump free across from Hernandez. Dug by Tonchi. Rubottom sets it. Kaiser tips it past the 10. Returned back. Picked up by Pelton. Carson, the back set for Kaiser. Can't find the back line. She missed it by a smidge. Riley Kaiser's hitting error makes it 6-5. Sterling. Mia Perry the serve for the Wildcats. Just clears the net. Diving pickup. Rubottom set down the middle and right too wide of the near line. Addie had the right idea but couldn't get it inside the paint. And we're tied at 6. Carson Tonchi, this is rotation 4. She's the setter with Tonchi, Rubottom, and Wright on the back row. The bump set near side. Pelton will push it with 2 hands. It's handed up by Robles. Set to the far pin. Tip short. Diving pickup by Pelton, but unable to make the second play is Rubottom. Eliana Pelton getting a significant amount of playing time in these early games after spending the last couple years primarily on the junior varsity squad. Service error by Perry. That is her 3rd service error of the night. Ties us up at 7. Sydney Basagio, the setter in this modified 6-2. Back to serve. Flutters one down the middle on Robles. A running bump set and a bump free across from Shepard. Played by Carson. Basagio setting right, swinging, and she hooks it inside the near tape for the kill. Good tempo, good approach, good angle. Everything working to perfection for the Lady Tigers. And it's 8-7 Sterling. Basagio, the running approach and the serve far sideline on Shepard. The set for Shepard. Big swing deep on Carson. Basagio setting right, got behind it, but able to tip it across nonetheless. They set Shepard again. She rolls it inside the pin. On the far side, set near pin for Rubottom. She's blocked back. The bump free back over on the diving dig by Tonchi. Quick return attempt by Olivia Babbitt, and she shoots it past the back line for the hitting error. Tigers scramble well that time and make it 9-7. What a play by the senior, Taylor Tonchi. Sid with the approach and the serve. Near corner this time. It's taken by Hernandez. Set down the middle. Babbitt caught net tape, not block. It's 4 hits, the call from the up official. Olivia Babbitt with back-to-back hitting errors. 10-7 Sterling. Starting to pull away a little bit here in this second set after a seesaw opening set of points. Here comes the 10-7 serve. A floater far side. Taken off the elbows by Shepard. She'll get the set and the swing. Dug by Tonchi. One-hand dig on the return from Rubottom. They'll set Shepard again. Blocked back. Played by Babbitt. Back onto the Tiger side. Rubottom will turn it back the other way. Set to the near sideline, and underneath it is Lucy Novak. Swinging out of the back row. She got underneath it and sends it to the back wall. 11-7. Again, new coach and Shandine Ramsey down on the near sideline for St. Mary's Academy. Short serve attempt from Basagio can't clear the net. Tigers lead 11-8, but they give it back to the Wildcats. Serve in the hands of the center, Hannah Records. Ramsey is new as that serve was headed out, and Carson Tonchi tries to pull the elbow out of the way, but instead she catches it with the funny bone, and it ain't so funny. An ace for Hannah Records. 11-9 Sterling. Here comes the serve. Well, official wasn't quite ready yet. She had just blown the whistle as Records was striking the volleyball, so we'll replay the point. Serve deep this time. Tonchi keeps her elbows to herself. And the service error gives it back to the Tigers, up 12-9. Serve in the hands of Addie Wright. Wright with a big serve, far sideline for Robles. The set to the near pin, and off the block for the kill goes Lily Shepard. Third kill tonight for Shep. 12-10 Tigers. Shepard will serve as she hands it to herself. And up front, Luna Sanchez now for St. Mary's Academy. So as saying, Coach Ramsey, I know is new because they still have the previous head coach listed on the roster on Max Preps, as the block of Olivia Babbitt denies that floated towards Carson Tonchi. The set for Jackson, tries to cross to the far sideline. The angle not there, and the hitting error by Jackson has tied us up at 12 each. 12 all as the serve comes from Shepard, picked up by Tonchi near sideline. Set, Rubottom off the block. The tool kill for Kinsey Rubottom, just her third kill of this ball game. Puts the Tigers back in front, 13-12. We've seen 4 hitting errors and 2 service errors. So the Tigers have given St. Mary's Academy 5 of their 12. As Berkeley Gardner finds the freshman Sanchez on the far sideline. Bump free short, dug free back over by Tonchi. Set near side, cross dug up back row by Basagio. The set, Gardner for Tonchi in the big swing, diving dig up, bump free across by Sanchez. Gardner sets near side, Rubottom back-to-back kills for number 14. This one off the assist of Berkeley Gardner, and it's 14-12. They keep both centers on the floor with Basagio on the back row and Gardner with the serve. She'll float it down the middle on the libero Hernandez. The set near pin. Lucy Novak with a big swing off the assist of Hannah Records. Makes it 14-13. I got the impression, talking with Coach Ramsey before today's game, that she may have even been like a recent installation as the head coach, like within the last couple of weeks. Tonchi, big shot down the middle on Shepard. They set Novak again, and Novak again too strong on the swing and too far underneath. Didn't pull that swing through into her hip on the follow through, and it floats past the back line. 15-13 Sterling on the hitting error. The serve goes to Kinsey Rubottom. Kinsey driving it far sideline on Sanchez, and a miss hit on the set by Hannah Records. I've seen some 2-hit violations in my time, but I've never seen somebody spin the ball out of their own hands like that. That was a unique way to do that. The ball handling error makes it 16-13. Swing down the middle, played off the top of the net by the Tigers, off the block, and a back row little pump from Kinsey Rubottom. Tigers get the kill, and they lead at 17-13, and we get a timeout taken by the Wildcats. their first timeout of this second set. Timeout brought to you by our friends at Sterling Health Foods. Still open and still in the business of your best health. Check out their rewards plan. They're south of Sterling on Highway 6. Now that school is back in session and your kiddos are back in that walled-in petri dish we call school, make sure everybody's protected against whatever germs might come home with their homework. Sterling Health Foods, south of Sterling on Highway 6. (17-13) Tigers. First time out of the set burned by St. Mary's Academy. Serve belongs to Kinsey Rubottom. Kinsey with the jump serve. Played back row by Hernandez. The roll shot from Sanchez into the Tiger bench. Luna Sanchez, the hitting error, makes it 18-13. Kinsey delivers back deep. Again played by Hernandez. The high toss, back row swing, somehow gets across. They say it was Mia Perry who got the attack. Carson Tonchi, though, makes it all for naught as she delivers an absolute howitzer of a swing off the dig attempt of the libero Al Hernandez. Fourth kill tonight for Carson. It's 19-13. Rubottom will put it on Shepard. The set for Sanchez, and she'll free it over deep down the middle to Rubottom. Set for a back row swing from the libero, Taylor Tonchi. The free ball at the net, plumped back over by Kaiser. Bump free across, handed up by Taylor. Short tempo set. Jackson slices it through the block. Dig chased down on the far side by Luna Sanchez, and she's gonna get the kill on the free ball back across. Trying to time up the return volley was Riley Kaiser, and she could not do so effectively. 19-14. Poor receive has to be chased down by Berkeley Gardner. Bump free across from Kaiser. The set for Shepard out of the back row. Up off the ceiling is the dig of Tonchi. And nothing the Tigers could do there. It's a back row kill from Lily Shepard. Tonchi played it right, but it ricocheted right off the beams in the ceiling and back down to the floor. And the rest of the Tigers caught flat-footed. Serve down the middle on Taylor. The set for Carson, and the timing just not there between the freshman setter and the freshman hitter. 19-16. Serve from Novak. The lefty delivers it into the net. Lucy Novak with the service error. Back to the Tigers, up 20-16. Taylor Tonchi will serve for Sterling. Taylor with the flat-footed serve, received back into the radar zone of Kaiser. She gets another one back into her kitchen on the dig free, and she returns it back. Bump free across from the Wildcats, chased down by Tonchi. The running bump set from Gardner. And Rubottom tries to put it across and can't do so successfully. Hitting error on Kinsey Rubottom, but a tough one at that. Again, a misplayed set by the freshman Berkeley Gardner. 20-17 Sterling. Alexa Robles will serve. Serve from Robles, far side. Carson's got it. Underneath it is Berkeley. She'll toss it near pin. Addie Wright got it inside the tape on the near sideline for the kill. She went line on that attack, an aggressive swing, and she got it. The Tigers go up 21-17, fifth kill of the match for Addie Wright. The high toss and the serve from Carson. Boy, she's found her serve all of a sudden. Set far side, roll shot, pancake save by Carson, but nobody there to make the second touch. A kill for Lily Shepard. That's her 5th. Serve belongs to Mia Perry. Tigers clinging to a 3-point lead at 21-18. Serve fluttered down the far side. Rubottom to Carson. Carson for Addie. And a 2-hit violation on Carson Tonchi. Carson immediately looked to the bench as if to say, are you sure about that? 21-19. Perry with the serve, pumped down the middle. Carson the bump set, Addie the attack, and it's turned away on the block of Olivia Babbitt. Olivia Babbitt finds the block, her 2nd of the night. And the senior from Inglewood makes it 21-20 Sterling. The serve from Perry, spun far side, too wide as Rubottom gets the hands out of the way. 4th service error on Perry in this one. 22-20. Riley Kaiser comes to the bench. Sydney Basagio to the floor, and the new setter will serve for the Tigers. Sid with the serve far sideline, played by Shepard, set down the middle. Babbitt, she'll catch hands at the net, dug by Carson, set to the near side. Rubottom with the soft touch, picked up by Shepard. They'll toss it to Shepard on the far pin. She'll put it through the block, diving pickup by Basagio. Tonchi, the bump set for Rubottom, and just a little too much underneath it from Kinsey Rubottom. It's back to a 1-point game at 22-21. Nice work scrambling by the Tigers. But Rubottom misses the attack, and now what's going to be an ace off the serve of Hannah Records has tied us up at 22 all. Carson Tonchi got that elbow out, and it sent the ball backwards rather than forward. The jump serve from Records, far side, too wide. Tigers catch a break. Get it back up, 23-22, 2 away from the victory. Here in set number 2, they lead it by 1. Right with the serve down the middle for Al Hernandez, the libero. The set and the roll shot from Shepard. Dug by Basagio. Carson with the bump set. Rubottom the cross diving dig by Hernandez, but it's in the net, and Kinsey Rubottom with the kill. Set point for Sterling, and a timeout taken by the St. Mary's Academy Wildcats. Timeout here is brought to you by B&J Plumbing. When plumbing problems arise, let B&J Plumbing take care of you. 970-522-3828. Well, have you ever been confused about how the rankings work? Don't worry. A, you're not alone, and B, we've got you taken care of. The Eastern Plains Sports Network presents Bleckatology every Tuesday on our Spotify channel. Ben Blecker breaks down the rankings and what all those numbers mean in a way that's a little easier to digest. Bleckatology presented every week by Agricultural Accounting. You're a producer, not an accountant. Let them plow through your paperwork. Visit agman.com today. Agman.co to set up a consultation. Set point serve from Maddie Wright, far corner. Played by Robles. The set for Novak, and the hitting error from the lefty Lucy Novak gives the Tigers set number 2, 25-22, the final in the second. We're 2 sets in, brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Borrow your money and do your banking with people you know and people who know you. Stop by one of their locations across the plains or visit equitable-savings.com. We head to a third and potentially final set. Tigers hunting for the sweep on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Backhand Wally Post Gymnasium. The Sterling Tigers lead 2-0 over the St. Mary's Academy Wildcats. Our third set brought to you by Gordon Insurance. Be prepared for everything life throws at you. Car, life, farm, and crop insurance all available at Gordon Insurance. 970-526-6139. I don't feel like I said the word insurance enough there. Al Hernandez will serve to open up set number 3, and she will send a short serve down the middle. Back foot swing by Rubonham, gets it across in 3. Set down the middle, short tempo set, dug nicely by Wright. Setting Carson Tonchi, dug back row by Shepard. The set for Sanchez, and I believe they're going to get Sanchez for being in the net on her follow through. Sanchez caught the net after that tip on the far pin, and that hitting error gives Sterling a 1-0 lead. Kenzie Rubonham, who made an exceptional play during that rally, kept the Tigers in it. Now she gets an ace to start the offensive side of things for Sterling. 2-0 they lead here in set number 3. Kenzie, the jump serve, tried to angle it, but could not clear the top of the net. Another Tiger service error makes it 2-1. You have questions, Buckeye Welding Supply has answers. See what sets them apart at 330 South 11th Avenue in Sterling. Serve near side, played by Riley Kaiser, back row on a knee. Running chase down by Taylor Tonchi, bump free over from Gardner. The set for Hernandez. For Sanchez, and she's denied on the block of Carson Tonchi. First block of the season for Carson Tonchi. Tigers with 3 total blocks on the evening. Set to the serve to the far sideline, and Addie Wright will pick up her second block. Right? Nope, check that. Her first block of the night. And the Tigers' fourth. It's 4-1. Short serve, 10-foot line. Sanchez will take. The set got Perry out of position, so she dumps it over with the left hand. She is not a left-handed person. And the Tigers return it back in 3. Set down the middle for Kaiser, and Riley Kaiser stuffed up by Mia Perry, her second block tonight. It's 4-2 Tigers. Alexa Robles will serve for Luna Sanchez. Contact Melinda Hutt for all your life, home, auto, farm, and ranch insurance needs. 431 West Main in Sterling or 970-526-0202. A big toppling serve played back row by Carson. The set for Kaiser, and she'll push it back deep. Quick dump set over by Records, played by Tonchi. Set for Carson. She's turned back on the block. She'll play it off the block. They'll set Carson again, and this time she'll put it on the floor for the kill. This will put Carson Tonchi back to serve, and up front we're going to see Bailey Ferguson for the first time tonight. Tigers have had kind of a revolving door as part of their rotation, trying to find the pieces that work together, and a heck of a play on the serve receive by the Wildcats. Alexa Robles on the receive, but they're going to tag Hannah Records with the 2-hit violation on the second touch, trying to keep that ball up, which actually works out well for the Tigers because they would have been in a tough spot nonetheless. 6-2 they lead. Big serve again, and now a hitting error by Mia Perry. And the Tigers see their lead grow to 7-2. And Carson was dangerous when she was serving flat-footed. Now she's going full-on college volleyball serve with the high toss and the big jump serve near side. Laying out is Robles, set to the far pin, crossed by Shepard. And between Tonchi and Rubottom is where she splits it. Lily Shepard with the kill. She's been the most consistent weapon tonight for MSA, as she has 6 kills in the contest. 7-3 Sterling. Flat-footed serve by Perry on Taylor. Carson sets it up for Addy. Addy with a big swing. Dug back row by Novak. Set at the net. And the punch attempt by Shepard is going to end up in the pin. Hitting error makes it 8-3 Sterling. Sydney Basagio replaces Riley Kaiser. The libero back on the floor. Al Hernandez in there for Mia Perry. Sydney Basagio, that fiery red hair with the approach and the serve. Far side at the net. The joust is won by Addie Wright. Her second block tonight makes it 9-3. Tigers have 3 times as many blocks in this third set as they had all year coming into tonight. Served by Basagio, and an ace for Sydney B. Tigers up 10-3, and a timeout used by Coach Ramsey with her team in a tough spot early in this third set. Tigers hunting the sweep in their third game of this 2025 season. Timeout brought to you by First National Bank in Fleming. Be certain in your financial institution and certain in the management team at First National Bank in Fleming. Member FDIC. We talked about it in our pregame show. We've worked to develop sort of an in-season bleckatology type formula to determine how teams perform throughout the course of the season. It grades them like you would essentially a student. You want them to be able to have a score the closer to 100, the better, let's just say. Anything 90 plus is an A. Anything 80 to 90 is a B. 70 to 80, give or take, is a C. 60 to 70, a D. And anything below 60 puts you in that F category. As the Flat-footed attack of Shepard is returned by the Tigers on the two-hand push of Carson Tonchi. Bump free deep, played by Tonchi. The set down the middle and the punch from right, blocked back over, and the ping pong back across as Wright tips it back over. Diving pickup on the back row, miscommunication between Rubottom and Basagio on the second touch. Leads to a ball out of bounds that Taylor Tonchi can't retrieve. So out of the timeout, the ball handling error by the Tigers makes it 10-4. Serve down the middle, played by Taylor. Basagio sets it for Rubottom. She's blocked back. She'll punch it back up out of the net. The set far side. And how about the freshman, Bailey Ferguson, for her first kill of the season. Tigers in front 11-4. I mentioned the score. The Tigers, based on our metrics, sitting at 72.13 on the year, which puts them in the C category. That generally gets you into the postseason with ease and is knocking on the door of being a regional host. Tigers get a kill from Kinsey Rubottom. And again, we're 3 games into the season. If you're at a 72 at this point in the season, what an exceptional place to be right now, because you're only going to get better as the season goes along. Sure, there will be some number correction as the Wildcats get a kill from their big senior middle, Olivia Babbitt, just her second kill tonight. Lily Shepard will serve, down 12-5. You've got some teams that are putting up ridiculous numbers right now. I mean, Calici's defensive score is 96. Flagler's service score is 113. Set for Bailey Jackson. She'll push it through the block. Set to the far pin, and the cross kill from Luna Sanchez. Taylor Tonchi, the lone defender on the back row, couldn't make the play. It's 12-6. Brush, of all teams, has a service score of 131 at this point in the season, averaging 6 aces a set. Again, early in the season. Serve down the near sideline, played by Carson Tonchi. The set for Kinsey Rubottom, and it's Lucy Novak there to deny Kinsey's attack. 12-7. For comparison's sake, an average college team averages about 2 aces a set. 6 aces a set is, let's just say, borderline unattainable, as the Tigers are going to get a break. Olivia Babbitt got up over the net early on a serve receive at the net. Sydney Basagio was trying to get underneath it to make the play and had the hands of Olivia Babbitt in her way. So it's 13-7 Sterling on the blocking error. Dump swing played by Tonchi on the dive. Set for Carson. Too much mustard on the hot dog from number 16. 13-8 Sterling. It's the mistakes that are kind of their undoing. Sterling right now earning about 13.3 points per game as the serve is not received cleanly by Taylor Tonchi. It's an ace for Al Hernandez, her second of the contest, to make it 13-9. Not many teams find themselves in a great spot in terms of earned points, and now a rotation violation. That was Luna Sanchez, who is again out of position on the far side. She was outside a player that she should not have been outside of, and as a result, the rotation violation gives it back to Sterling, up 14-9. Second RV of the night for St. Mary's Academy. Set down the middle and hopping hands at the net. No, they're going to say it ran the net tape and avoided the block from Mia Perry. A hitting error for Perry. Makes it 15-9. Serve too deep from Kenzie Rubottom. Let's play a game we haven't played in a while. It's called How Many Service Errors Do the Tigers Have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them, as a matter of fact. Serve too deep and out from Lucy Novak. How many service errors do the Wildcats have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. As Taylor Tonchi connects on an ace. Able to pepper the back tape. St. Mary's Academy let it go, and it found its way in, 17-10. Flat-footed serve from Tonchi, played up close, floated into the radar zone of Kaiser. Dug nicely by Hernandez, set for Sanchez, and too much from Luna Sanchez there. 18-10 Tigers. Set up your propane delivery schedule with Kuski's Fuel Service on Main Street in Crooker. 970-886-2121 is the number. Here's the serve from Tonchi. Played down the middle from Sanchez. The set and the two-hand tip by Perry. Her timing was off. She went up for the swing, realized she wasn't going to be able to make an actual attack, so she just hit it with two hands, and they say she hit it with two separate hands. The two-hit violation on Perry goes down as a hitting violation, her fifth of the night. No kills for Perry in this one. And down 19-10, the Tigers have a comfortable lead coming out of this second timeout burned by St. Mary's Academy. Since their last timeout, the Tigers have gone 9-6, or 9-6. First timeout came 13 points in with the Wildcats down 10-3. Now down 19-10. Sterling 6 points shy of a sweep. It'll be their second sweep in their first three ball games. Lost in 4 on Thursday to Sydney. Looking to go a game over 500. The serve from Tonchi out of the timeout. Shepard's got it. The set at the net and the tip across by Perry. Bump set near side right. The two-hand tip, chicken wing up off the top of the net by Records. Bump free from Novak. Dug by Rubottom. The set for right down the middle, and it spins just wide of the far sideline. Too wide and out. Makes it 19-11. Third hitting error of the night for Addie Wright, though she does have 5 kills in the contest. Serve comes from Lorna Milrat. Tigers will dump it over and find the floor. No, a back row attack called. Yep. Carson Tonchi did not realize that the point had gone the other way. Carson, the one tagged with the back row attack. So it's 19-12. Milrat the serve, far side. Carson lays out to get it. Gardner the jump set down the middle. It's driven by Kaiser, dug by Hernandez, and the attack of Shepard is banged off a couple of digs, and without an actual set, Carson Tonchi delivers a monster kill to make it 20-12. Now she has the serve, does the freshman. There's the high toss and the serve down the middle, played by Hernandez. The set for Perry, and it's too wide and out. Wildcats have been trying to get their middles involved a lot tonight, both Olivia Babbitt and Mia Perry. 21-12, a palindrome lead. Misplayed receive. Novak will chase it down, and a bump free over from Records. Tonchi to Ferguson, and the dig is not clean, and there's Bailey Ferguson's second kill of the contest. The assist from Carson Tonchi, 22-12. Tigers 3 away from the sweep. Carson the big toss and the big swing deep. Ball received back onto the Tiger side by Novak, and miscommunication between Taylor Tonchi and Bailey Ferguson. It is going to go down as a kill for Lucy Novak on the serve receive. Mia Perry with the serve down the middle for Rubottom. Carson back set, far side, putting it down is Riley Kaiser. And the Tigers lead at 23-13. Here's Sydney Basagio now to serve. Right, Rubottom and Ferguson up front. Tonchi, and Basagio along the back row. All names I recognize from my high school days, but not anywhere close to being my high school classmates, just their offspring and nieces and nephews. And the hitting error of Lily Shepard from the far pin makes it match point. Brought to you by Rudy's Tires. Locations across the plains means there's always one nearby when you need them. Go to rudystires.com to learn more. 24-13, Basagio to serve. Played down the middle, the set for Babbitt, and everybody just watched Olivia Babbitt connect for the kill, and nobody moved a muscle. Not sure what happened there. Carson Tonchi not sure what happened. She froze on that back row. 24-14. Here's the serve from Records, and the service error brings it to a close. Tigers end it in 3 sets, 25-15, 22-14. It's a Tiger sweep. We'll wrap it up 60 seconds from now as the Tigers move to 2-1 on the season on the Eastern Plains Sports Network.